Billie Eilish won an Oscar. A film that offers representation for the deaf and hard of hearing won Best Picture. What do you guys care about? The slap. Hi everyone, it's me, Grant, the movie TV guy. Welcome to Raising Popcorn with Grant. This is going to be a longer video, but quite frankly, you guys know what I'm going to talk about more than anything else. So the Oscars were last night, and compared to last year especially, this year's Oscars was solid. I didn't dislike it. I thought that the writing was on the wall that it was going to be a train wreck in many different ways, and for the most part it wasn't. Even though they already gave out the awards, they did let them have their speech in the show, which was nice for the categories. The skits, for the most part, were actually funny. The monologues were actually funny. Wanda Sykes going into the Academy Museum in particular was a highlight, especially the white chicks joke. Like I said, Billie Eilish won Best Picture along with Phineas. Or not Best Picture. Best Original. Yeah, that Billie Eilish documentary really was fantastic. No, it was, but I mean, no. She won for Best Original Song with Phineas for No Time to Die. Coda won Best Picture, which wouldn't have been my choice, but you know, I'm very happy about it because Coda was a terrific film, and I have no complaints about it. Troy Kotsur won Best Supporting Actor. He's, I believe, only the second deaf person in the history of the Oscars to win for acting. The other one being, of course, his Coda co-star Marlee Matlin, which was pretty dope. And he gave a phenomenal performance. Ariana DeBose won for West Side Story and had a beautiful speech. I still have not seen The Eyes of Tammy Faye, but Jessica Chastain give one of probably the biggest upset of the night, winning Best Actress for that. But over Kristen Stewart, who would have been, at least from what I saw, my choice. I never saw Parallel Mothers either, but of the ones I've seen, I would have gone Kristen Stewart. But she gave a really terrific speech that really tried to bring awareness to suicide prevention, depression, all that stuff, which thank you, Ms. Chastain. And then Will Smith won Best Actor 1 hour after making history in a different way. And it was very awkward. So, all that being said, also, the hosts were funny. Schumer got some good jokes in there, as did Sykes. Regina Hall had her moments too. I would say that I love Regina Hall to death, but I'd say of the three, if there was a weak link, it was Regina Hall, mainly because she just mostly was playing it a little too stoic, a little too straight compared to them. They were kind of going for the jokes. Except for in one bit, which was a little weird. Kind of bordered on ill-advised a little bit. Where she was just kind of groping a lot of these male actors. Just about. I mean, not... hard to tell, but it looked like it. Otherwise, so yeah, we will get to the slap. First, my score. I give this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. If you remember last year I gave the Oscars a 0, this is a 3.5 out of 5 stars. This was a good year. The In Memoriam was actually regular time. The skits mostly were funny. Army of the Dead winning, even though I liked Army of the Dead fine, over Tick Tick Boom and Spider-Man, really, though. And Minamata, or whatever, that was Johnny Depp, fans. That is, like, and I like Johnny Depp fine, and I think on some ways, he's not in the wrong, or at least he didn't do what they said who knows? I'm not gonna try to make a case, but I feel like he got a little bit of the shaft in that. It still was like, really? Nobody even really watched that movie. I'd wager to guess that the people who voted for that movie probably did not see it. A majority of them. Yeah, 3.5. This is a matinee-worthy one. Like I said, there's some bits that really killed. The joke about the Wiz was also quite funny from Wanda Sykes. The House of Gucci, or is it called House of Funny Accents or something? That was funny. Schumer got some good jokes. Overall, a pretty good show. Ran over, but didn't run over. Kevin Costner, who I love to death, he went a little bit long-winded with his speech. There were some things that were a little slow, but for the most part, that's not what anybody wants me to talk about. So, yeah, let's address the elephant in the room. 3.5, let's close the book on it. Let's address the elephant in the room. Yeah, that opening Beyonce for... No, Will Smith. So, for those who don't know, which is pretty much none of you, everybody knows, I don't think of myself as a gossiper. I don't want to make this channel a gossipy thing, but I am talking about the Oscars, so it's kind of unavoidable this year to not talk about this. Very memorably last night, and this will go on the all-time decade list come the end of the 2020s, I'm sure, of most awkward live TV moments ever. Chris Rock was presenting the award for Best Documentary Feature, which very deservedly went to Questlove for his terrific documentary Summer of Soul, which was, of course, number 7 on my best of list. It was the highest rated documentary on my list. I love that film. A lot. But he went on, and I don't know what he knew, or if he knew what he was doing, or if it was completely innocent, or if he really was getting a cheap shot in, but he made a crack about how Jada Pinkett Smith was going to star in G.I. Jane 2 because she had shorter hair, not realizing that she had actually a condition, she had alopecia, I believe, and Will Smith did not like that, and mid-joke, he leapt on stage and, with the full weight of his shoulder, pretty much, some people are saying it's a punch. It was not a punch. I just want to clarify that. He slapped Chris Rock. Like, went on stage in full-blown assault. Let's go with this. He assaulted Chris Rock. He went on stage and just slapped as Chris Rock very happy said, slapped the shit out of him. And said, and I quote, it was bleeped out, of course, here in the U.S., but other people found the uncensored version. Get my wife's name out your fucking mouth, he said twice. Here's the thing. There are many, I think the overall consensus would be my own, which is that, no, Will Smith, don't fucking do that. Like, don't go on stage and slap people. But there are people in the camp of, well, he was just defending Jada Pinkett Smith, and that's fair. I will say this, though. Of my mind, he's a grown man. He should not have leapt on stage and behaved that way. He needed to use his words. He didn't need to go up there. And also, the other thing is that, now look, what he does in his private time, if he wanted to meet him backstage or after the show and kicked his ass, fine. But I think the other thing, too, is that you got to keep in mind where a lot of us are coming from. I grew up watching Will Smith on television. Will Smith always, up until last night, kind of came off as Mr. Charisma. He was just like the lovable, good-hearted, fresh prince, Will Smith. So to see him leap on stage, slap a man, and then curse him out, the behavior was strange, because on one level you're like, okay, yeah, he was defending his wife, sure, and if she really does have a condition, my heart's with her, I hope she's alright, truly, and of course, but I just feel like him leaping on stage like that, he should know better. Like, beyond everything else, first off, Chris Rock, I mean, whether he intended to or not, it was a pretty innocuous joke if you really didn't know what was going on. Now, if he did, it was a little more hurtful, and I understand that. But you still don't go a haul off and slap somebody over that for saying something you don't like, or saying something that's a low blow. You take care of it out after the fact with your words. You don't slap a man on stage. Especially on a nationally televised event like the Oscars, where millions of people are in attendance and millions of people are watching at home, and you're Will Smith. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're Will Smith, you have a lot of clout. You're beloved by I don't know anybody who doesn't like Will Smith. Really. I mean, Will Smith is Mr. Even when he's made some shitty movies, we always looked at it as like, yeah, this movie sucks, but Will Smith doesn't. Will Smith is, he made Collateral Beauty and After Earth and stuff, but he made a couple of bad movies. That doesn't mean that I never walked out of Collateral Beauty and says, I hate Will Smith. You know what I mean? I hated the movie, but I don't hate Will Smith. We all love Will Smith. his credibility went down after last night for me anyway. Maybe, and I'm probably gonna get roasted in the comments for this, but like, really, man, you gotta you're on an uphill battle, my friend. You can't do that. You can't just haul off and slap somebody on national television like that. And that's where I stand on it. But at the same time, I understand where other people are coming from. Like, I have even friends of mine and people in this community who I chat with who have talked about, well, he's defending... I'm like, fair enough. He was defending his woman, but the way I'm saying is there was a better way to go about it. There was a better way to go about it than to go on stage. And at first, I think a lot of people thought it was just a bit, but, like, you can see it on Chris Rock's face. He couldn't make words for a second. Like, he slapped the words out of his mouth. Like, he was shell-shocked, and Will Smith was mad. And if you're sitting there at home, it's kind of almost borderline kind of scary. Like, you feel a little nervous, because it's like, you just don't expect to see that. You know what I mean? You don't expect to see that especially from someone like Will Smith. But in general, like on national television, so... yeah, that was a bit of a shit show, but otherwise, the awards are good, and I do think, despite that and the awkward kind of speech that followed it, where it was kind of half sort of a lowball apology, Will Smith, I think, did earn that Oscar. I think he gave a phenomenal performance in King Richard, which is a great film, but that was just that was a little strange. That really was, yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway, that is my thoughts. Take it or leave it. And again, I should also stress, I am not an expert on this. I don't know this man personally. I am not in his life. I don't know what Chris Rock knows. I don't know what he did. This is just my silly personal opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. Like, seriously. Alright. We'll be back later this week for reviews of Moonshot, as well as Morbius, Apollo 10.5, the new Richard Linklater film, The Bubble, Better Nate Than Ever. We will also have reviews coming up next week. An early review for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on April 6th. A review of Ambulance, or as I call it, Amber Lamps, on April 7th. And then that weekend also, God willing, we will see Everything Everywhere All at Once. I really hope it comes as nationwide as they say. And then we got Father Stew on April 12th. And we have Fantastic Beasts on April 14th, and more to come. And then we also have a special top 10 list for my long-belated 100 subscriber special, just for you guys. So, later this week. That'll all be next time, and until next time, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love you all, class dismissed. I love you 3000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Oh, I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. Appreciate you all. Just a missile of 1,000, be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does that's supposed to do, or so I've been told. I want to find me elsewhere. Reviews, lists, and other fun stuff. You can check me out on letterboxd.com at Raisin on Popcorn with Grant. Some of you already have, but even if you haven't, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, and let me know down below, what did you think of the Oscars? You know, and, do you agree with my opinion, or do you disagree? Or, you know, do you hate me for it, or do you love me for it? Do you just, you know, kind of like me, okay? Comment below, let me know. And, until we meet again, we were always in Popcorn. Make my life extra better. Catch you guys next time.